It's been a fun week for me to look back at some lessons that my grandfather taught me when I was growing up. I could do this for the year, but we'll contain it to a week for now. May do it again later and revisit this. But I've been looking at different lessons my grandpa taught me, and based off Proverbs 13, verse 22, this is a good man leaveth an inheritance to his children's children. Um, it's a blessing to look back and the many lessons that my grandfather taught me. And I've talked about fear, I've talked about worldliness, I've talked about um, God's refreshing and God sending angels. But I want to give you the greatest lesson that he taught me. And the greatest lesson that he taught me is this: to be a soul winner. My grandfather, I spent countless, I don't even know how many hours growing up, I spent with him out and about. And never, ever did I go in public with my grandfather that he didn't witness. And I know that may sound hard to believe, but never. There's two things that my grandpa never did in front of me. All right, he never went anywhere without witnessing. And then I personally, I know he did, and he'll tell you how bad a sinner he was. But I cannot give you one instance of when he sinned. I can't, never a lost temper, never a wrong word, never a bad attitude, never, nothing. I mean, never a lie, he never cheated, he never stole. And I know he did because we're all sinners. But one of the things that he did was he always witnessed. And I could tell you about gas stations, I could tell you about fish and trips, I could tell you about all kinds of things, but the one thing that I saw that burdened him the most in soul winning was I was able one time when I was about 15 or 16 years old to take a trip to Israel with my grandfather and my parents. And I, of course, was hanging around my grandfather as much as I could. And we had a tour guide on that trip. 4 days, 3 or 4 days in Israel, had the same tour guide every day. And the tour guide's name was Mose, which is Moses. And my grandpa loved learning, and he would talk to Mose every day, all day. Anytime that Mose wasn't up speaking, my grandfather enjoyed just talking to him. And he witnessed to him every day. Every day, he shared the gospel with Mose. Mose didn't believe, even though he was taking us places and telling us about Christ, he didn't believe that that was the Son of God. And he was a very staunch Jew, very Orthodox Jew, very firm in his Jewish beliefs. My grandpa poured his heart out to him each and every day, and I sat there and I watched, and I kept waiting for Mose to get saved. But he didn't. My grandpa witnessed every day to him. I saw my grandpa weep over him. I heard my grandpa pray for him. But Mose didn't get saved. And when we left, my grandpa was very burdened for Mose, and he continued to pray for him even after we left. But I learned a couple lessons in this. That instance in his life, that we take every opportunity we can to speak up for Christ. And you don't have to be a jerk about it. You can be kind and speak the truth in love. But I also watched my grandpa handle rejection. Not of him, but of God. And as simple as this sounds, that helped me a whole lot because, my grandpa would explain it to me that while he's burdened and he wept over him, he has to make a choice. And my grandpa can stand before God, having done his best, but he can't save anybody. And that lesson has helped me a lot in life, in the fact that I have a burden and should carry a burden to share the gospel and to share it with as many people as I can. But I can't save them. They have to make that choice. Understand this when you're dealing with people, especially in the ministry, be it Sunday school, junior church, bus, nursing home, preaching, pastoring, evangelizing, missions work. Our job is to tell the truth, to speak the truth in love, to preach the gospel. That's it. We cannot quit. We cannot get discouraged because someone rejects. We just have to keep preaching the truth. He would give the illustration that some plant seeds, some water, but it's God that gives the increase. So whoever your Mose is, keep on loving and preaching the truth. And it may be those who reject, but you just keep on going. And you keep on doing what God tells us to do. And friends, it will be worth it all when we see Jesus. My grandpa taught me, love souls and be a witness. Even when they reject, just keep on preaching truth.